अभी कॉल करता हूँ.
लंच के पहले just before okay, let's start away. Well, death and fart can come anytime. Right or wrong? Right. Okay. We fear death. Hence, we do tons of things to avoid it. So much so that we avoid crossing black cat. And not only that, our birth is decided by the pundits and not the doctor. We know so much about the heart because heart attack leads to death. We know so little about the stomach because stomach attack doesn't lead to death. It just leads to indigestion, bloating, constipation, heartburn. We bear, we grin, we burn, we fart, hoping that no one notices us. And when this is our own fart, we just look around as if nothing has happened. But in reality, our stomach is crying for help. I'm sure every single person in this room must be having some embarrassing or some interesting story about the same, and even I have one. So there have been times in my meeting when my client burped, and trust me, I can tell the exact dietary record of their last night menu. And when I looked at them, their smile on their face says to me as if, why to fart and waste when I can burp and taste? So these are the men who eat the heaviest of their meal at night, and the extra caring wife or their mother give them the extra piece of mithai which is always there on a dining table. In India, if you are a male and top of that, if you are earning and if you are studying, the entire family shower their love with their food. बेटा खा लो, थोड़ा और खा लो, बस तुम खाते रहो, as if पूरे दुनिया का भार is on their shoulders just because they are earning or they are studying. And these women are the same person who come for the rescue with an antacid when our son explodes the house up and down with his burp and his fart, thinking that this would help them to rescue. But that's not true. US bombed Afghanistan and Iraq, causing utmost damage. And after that, to politically help, they come with the aid, thinking that they will repair the damage. But can this damage be repaired? No. Similarly with our stomach. So when you eat, when there is hardly any digestive juices, there is hardly any digestive enzymes, when there is no prana to digest the food, and top of that, you are having that laxative thinking that it will help you rescue, it will cause nothing but indigestion, bloating, constipation, discomfort, heartburn, burp and fart. Have you played Uno? Yes. If you have played, you must be aware of the rules, right? So when you have the last card in your hand, you're supposed to say Uno. And if you miss the chance, that last, you have to pick the card from the game, okay? And then that card which could turn your winning streak to a losing one. Similarly with our stomach, when there is very little space left in our stomach, it says Uno. And you have to stop the game of eating. For that, you have to be alert. You have to pay attention with all your senses on the food, which is quite difficult, right? Because we have so much to do. Look at our phone or check out on someone or just switch on the TV or discuss someone, everything but pay attention on the food. Canadian guidelines in 2019, which is inspired by the Brazilian guideline of 2014, after all their researches and their lab work, they came out with a journal and they mentioned that the most scientific way to eat food for optimal digestion is to just chew your food well, pay attention while eating, and just follow sustainable diet which you can follow today and after 50 years. When I read this, I was like, what? This is This is our own Indian wisdom. This is our own food culture and our heritage. But again, since our food heritage is so simple, it cannot be science because science is so complicated. Jahan pyar, mohabbat, it cannot be science, right? Science has to be always profound and always complicated. Alright, so pizzas, pastries, chips, sweets, all are bad for our health, right? Even Gali ka kutta knows this information. Even that, without any hesitation, you always eat this food. Why? Because information without awareness and knowledge is a waste, and this doesn't have any impact on us. These are the ultra-processed food, which is made by the scientists and not by the farmers, which come from the food laboratory, the pharmaceutical industry, and not from the farm. So these scientists are paid huge lump sum of money to create this food and make this food so addictive that we are going away from our own food wisdom. And these scientists always, every year, come up with some hashtag diet trend and take us away from our own food heritage. Just imagine, after a few years, you're calling your kids and they're asking what you want for tiffin, and they are saying, a bit of protein, thoda sa carb chalega, fiber dal dena, and thoda sa probiotic bhi dal dena. Very soon this time will come, if you don't know your food in your indigenous language, and know your food in just carbs, protein, and fat. And this is what these pharmaceutical industry or the scientists are doing, again taking away from our food wisdom and the food which is known as bhagra, khapli, chole, bature, aloo parathe, and just taking us to this packaged food which we are conveniently having with just the name of carbs, protein, trans fat, saturated fat, and etc. and etc. So it is very important that you should be addressing your food by their own names and not these scientific names. A few years back, I climbed 6 kilometers of glaciers from Gomit to Tapovan. And I was very excited because I wanted to meet a Simla Baba, who has crossed many hurdles and survived in the severe harsh winters. I wanted to learn something exotic. I wanted to learn something profound from him. And even though I was quite tired, I just went to him without wasting any time. And as soon as I went to him, and I asked him, Baba, aapko yahan kaun laya? He looked at me and he said, Jo tanne yahan laya, wahi manne yahan laya. I was like, what? After coming for so long, and to learn something profound from him, this is all he had to say. I was very disappointed and I came back. Today, after so many years, now I understood what actually he meant. He just meant that simplicity is profound. Anything which is complicated or profound may not have to be science, and science doesn't have to be complicated or exotic. Anna ye pura Brahma, which means food is Brahma. It is a Vedic concept that means oneness and belongingness or completeness with food. You ask yourself, when you eat this ultra-processed food, do you feel the same? Do you feel the love, the contentment, that belongingness with the food when you open the chips or the biscuit which just had this label? So you need to ask. So this is called Anna Ye Pura Brahma. So what I need to say, that simplicity is profound. Your diet is mitahar. Mitahar means sweet. Sweet, it means the diet should be full of love, should be simple, local, and of course sustainable. It doesn't have to be exotic. And if you do that, you will be able to nurture your health, and also it will ensure that you have an optimal digestion so that you don't burp and fart and you have a beautiful gutty affair. Thank you so much.